Woo! We made it, chat. I still feel like I'm podcasting. So pardon me if it's going to take me a minute to come off of that. When I go straight into the podcast, to the post show, getting everything prepped, and into the stream, you get this kind of hair. This is the kind of hair you get going. Ooh, Ryan, we're gonna have to talk. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Alan. CoolNet, Mischies, Crafties, Tessa, get composted. Omega Beth, hide it from the wife. Lagomcore, Slumberland Studio, Skogsy, Transgender, glad you made it. Brooks, Bruce, Rewizzles with the avocados. Calix has some cool. Calix, who we rated a couple weeks ago, and I've been watching their streams. Super cool. Another awesome t-shirt, camp shirt combo. It's kind of my go-to move. It's kind of my deal. I'm not much of a t-shirt guy when you're a bigger dude and it's hot. You generally just don't go t-shirt, so I go button up kind of guy. That's my move. Am I correct that Brad said that the Drill Log said it was okay to share the Kickstarter link? They did. They said it was okay to share it, so please. Already 200 people have signed up. I mean, for the notification. Had to miss the first half of the pod for a doctor's appointment. I assumed I didn't miss too much. Oh, it's productivity chat, Tony, so you definitely didn't miss anything. I know how you feel about that. Good morning, Paper or More, or afternoon or evening. Good morning, Evan. So Ryan Petriello says, wait, if Brad is against posting pins, why is his pin emoji posted? I don't have a good answer for that. I tried to come up with one. Don't have it. Any info to share on Birmingham pin code proposal? No, but I should follow up with them. I haven't heard back. So everyone's busy. So I tend to let things simmer, keep them on low heat, and then we go. Ryan Petriello, I pronounce your name correctly because I'm a baseball fan, and there is an avid Twitterer, baseball writer, TV presenter named Mike Petriello. So I just went with that, hoping it was the same. So I'm glad it was. Summer is good. Are you sure, Carol? Are you sure summer is good? Oh, simmer is good. I don't know that you think summer is good right now. All of my friends in the Northwest United States, I hope today's better. My goodness. My Limey Ion need to be warranted now because the converter will not attach securely. That's an interesting one because Lamis have very tight connections. So I find that interesting because they even have that little extra bit. I don't have one here to show you inside the converter to attach around the post. Do you watch the Trevor Bauer vlogs? No. No, we don't need it. And Brooks, I don't know if you're up to date on the news, but Trevor Bauer, not going to be mentioned really in this podcast. He's having more of a moment than a moment he normally has. And you only got it 1 month ago. Interesting. And the news, not surprising. Factually correct. It's 65 in Seattle right now, and I'm loving it. Good. That's good news. So glad it's better. Hey, Josh. Like a rubber O-ring connector thing? Yeah. So unlike the international cartridges where it's just like the molded plastic, Lamy has that ring on the inside, which you would think would make it better, but actually golfed in 95 heat yesterday. That happens a lot in the South. That would be brutal, but I won't say 95 is normal for people to play golf in here, but they do it. That's a little extreme. I grew up in the Seattle area until I was 15. The heat in the north, the PNW is crazy. Yeah, it really is. It is a hot mess. It's like a BMW. The tight tolerances are great until they aren't. That's a good comparison. As someone who just got rid of a BMW because of the high maintenance issues, it's just like, and of course, as it can only be on the internet now. I bought a Toyota, and now everyone hates Toyota. It's like, oh boy, what are you gonna do, chat? What are you gonna do? You go with the information you have at the time. Information changes. Whew. Went to Vegas last weekend. It was 111 at like 6 p.m. Gah. Gah. That sounds brutal. Yeah, you should update the loop, Brooks, on that one specifically. Dr. D, what's up? All right, just wrapped the podcast. I never have any plans going into this stream, so we can talk about whatever you want to talk about. I can show you. We talked about some handwriting stuff at the end of the end of the podcast today for any live listeners. Oh wait, did he already post this? All right, podcast is posted. Schmevelin, thanks for the gifted sub to Transgender. Let's go. Let's go. Artnitcraft, thank you for the sub. Tier 1, 6 months in advance. That is wild. Thank you so much. You're amazing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. My goodness, that is awesome. Yay. Mike is so darn fast posting these podcasts. So we got quiet at the end because I was typing the introduction. So it's my responsibility every week to write the little bit that goes on the page and with the podcast. Hey, this is what we talked about this week. So I'm typing that. Mike goes, it sure is quiet. I'm like, yeah, I'm typing the thing. He's like, well, yeah, I'm already editing. He's like, I'm doing my job too. Like, I'm editing the show. Like, he can take out the parts where he has to like reread the ad or reread the STPA, and just like he just keeps time track of that and is able to just knock it out and publish it. Like, he doesn't have to over edit our show. Like, unlike Cortex, where they will each take their audio, Mike will edit it, send it back to Gray for listening and corrections, re-edit Gray's corrections, send it back for verification, and then publish it. Like, I don't have time for that, nor do I care. Like, I care that it sounds nice and good. I do not care that it sounds 100%. I'm good with 98%. We'll be fine. We'll be all right. What do you mean about Pen Addict? It's literal. We like pens here. This is what we talk about. We talk about pens. Today we're probably going to talk about handwriting. No wonder Cortex only comes out once a month. Yeah. You've been listening to the pod for years, so the sub was long overdue. You're too kind, Artnitcraft. I really, really appreciate that. That's awesome. TPA and Upgrade are such fast edits. Yeah. Like, I don't know if we're Mike's fastest. CJ! What's up, buddy? What's up, CJ? Good to see you. Good to see you. You collect pens from everywhere. It's your guilty confession. You're among friends here. There's no pen judgment here. There's no stationery judgment. There's no pencil judgment. There's no notebook judgment. My wife makes me enter any contest she sees to win a Subaru Ascent because when I used to keep winning pens on Instagram, I had that run. I used to be back. Listen to this, chat, all you youths. Back in the day, radio stations used to give things away when people listened to the radio. And I was like the master of winning stuff. I won all kinds of stuff on the radio. $1,000 here, front row seats there. Like, I was the guy that won the things on the radio. There was no magic to it. I was just bored, I guess. So, yeah. Like, yeah. Raise your hand if you had front row seats at New Kids on the Block. What? Raise your hands if you sat in the Snake Pit in the Metallica concert. What? So, yeah. I'd win all those, like, weird things for bands I didn't listen to. It was crazy. Yeah, New Kids on the Block. We didn't stay for that part. I forget. It was like, I didn't even have a girlfriend at the time, so like me and one of my buddies went. And it was like, after like the third song, it's like, we're gone. I wanted to go sit in the front row at like a big stadium though. Like a big venue. It was funny. Brother won a Sony Walkman and still never opened it. That's funny. Yeah, I won a trivia thing and won $1,000 one time on trivia. One Dog Night, I sent you something that we talked about, And I forgot it's a little bit different than maybe what you're expecting. So let me know when it arrives, and if you go, oh, that's weird, and maybe you'll realize it, maybe you won't. I don't know, but we'll see. We will see. New Kids on the Block, yeah, probably a lot of hand raising on there. Front row, please. My cousin won a Lazy Boy and years worth of Snickers. That's funny. I wouldn't mind winning a car though. That would come in handy these days. That would come in handy. All right. Good morning, Lady Dark Lilac. How are you doing today? Good to see you. So I want to talk about handwriting today, real quick. And this might be a little bit hard to see because of the size of my handwriting being small. But I want to show y'all something. Carlo Verde gifting a sub. Thank you so much. You are awesome. Wow. I really appreciate that. That is awesome. I will be so happy when concerts are back. So one of my favorite current bands already sold tickets to like a 2022 show. I was like, I can't keep up with that. Brad, how was that Kikuyo paper from yesterday? I missed the rest of the stream. It is excellent. It is shockingly good. Let's see. So if you missed it yesterday, I have the Kikuyo, the printer paper, Kikuyo business paper. And you can buy it in an A5 500-page ream. It's really good. Very happy with it. This is better for stream than the dots or the grids. It's better for my camera, but it's not necessarily better for handwriting. And I don't have a guide. I don't have a guide for under here to show that. I have tickets to They Might Be Giants in 2022, rescheduled from 2019. Yeah. So one of my favorite bands is called Drive By Truckers, and every year before the pandemic, they would do a 3 or 4 night show in Athens, which is like 2 hours away from me, and I've never gotten to go. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go when they come back, and then they like already sold it out. So rip. Will it show a guide if you put one underneath? Yeah, I just don't have a guide here. I'm trying to think if I have one in this room. Daring Lunch Meat. 200 bits, thank you so much. Do I have a guide in here? The dotted's too light. This grid might work though. So I have this grid sheet. Like this isn't great for camera because like down here it starts to distort. See how it looks? I'm assuming it looks funny on y'all's screen too. That almost works. Where do I have? Oh, I know where I have a guide sheet. Yeah, it's in my bedroom. It's on my other desk, so it's fine. I'm not going to be too worried about it. You'll get the idea. All right. I have the Kikuyo A4 ream page open on Amazon right now. Pretend I'm trying to make notebooks. It's a good idea. Triumph pad anywhere. I don't keep much lined around. I have the tickets to See Here Now Festival, Pearl Jam, and Smashing Pumpkins headlining. Wow. All right, so what I'm going to show you today, quickly, this won't be a long stream because I'm tired. We podcasted. Is the difference in a round tip and a squared off tip and how it affects your handwriting. Like, I think a lot of you know all this already. But I'm going to show you. Brad, just a quick question. Is Sailor 1911 L good for flying on plane? Does it seal well? I'd say most fountain pens are good for flying on a plane. I don't have any particular issue with most pens flying with most pens. I missed the stream yesterday. Was the Kikuyo printer paper great for fountain pens? Yeah, I'll test it out again here momentarily. We're gonna do that in just a second. Trying to find. I wish I had a finer. I don't have a finer squared off nib. All right, let's do this. I wish I had a smaller stub or cursive italic nib inked up, but I only have like really broad ones. 99 bottles of ink. What an awesome name. And you continued your sub because you're an amazing human being. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Why didn't I get an alert? Why didn't it go blooding? All right, so I want to show you something. The difference between writing with a standard nib. I was browsing JetPens today and noticed that CW&T sells spacers for the pen type B that allows you to use other refills. I never knew that. You taught me there. CJ, thanks for the sub. Appreciate you, man. You're awesome. CJ and I go way back in internet times. Wait, are you the war reporter? All right, so I'm going to show y'all something here. I'm going to do some handwriting with, this is a standard Yovo EF nib, okay? Standard, and when I say round tipping, it's just your standard, you know, standard fountain pen nib with the tipping on there. And then you have something like a stub nib like this. This is a pretty wide one. I use this one for reviews, but you can see how it's a flat nib here. So I want to show y'all what the difference just in my handwriting, which is I think it's good. Like my handwriting is generally good. And I write in a block style. I'm going to embiggen my handwriting a little bit just for the visuals. I don't normally write this big. I'm just messing with you, CJ. I know. I was just joking for other people that might go. I hope to see you again soon, bud. So I'm just going to write a little bit big. And this is good. Like, look at that. Y'all should have done a bet. A, B, C, D, G. Is that how it goes? This is what happens when you talk when you're writing. A, B, C, D, G, E, F, H, I, all right, I'm going to leave it right there. Well, we'll do S. So I can write right underneath it. Yeah, it was just high-tech C. Yeah, I didn't know they did that. F's in the chat. More like G's in the chat today. All right, so that's a standard EF fountain pen nib. Perfectly fine. Nice, clean handwriting. Now I'm going to use a roller ball. This should be mostly good. This should look somewhat similar to this line. So that's just my general writing. And then you take a stub nib, and again, this is going to be a little bit wide. Fun fact, the RT refills fits just fine in a spoke pen. No modification at all. Lengthwise is good. Everything's good. I mean, the spring helps it. But I didn't know if the front end would fit. So what I always talk about on my lettering, that's good. I will get some, Tony. I don't think I have any currently. I always talk about how I want an edge on my lettering. And that's why, okay, this rollerball looks good and this EF nib looks good. Perfectly nice and acceptable. Motiveek, thank you for the follow. You've definitely, yeah, you have, but I didn't know it was, I wasn't thinking that it was like completely unmodified. Brad, do you use any oblique nibs? I know you like italics and architects, but I've never heard you talk about obliques. I have one, and it doesn't write too far off from a stub. Like, it doesn't write too far off from what this pen offers. So I never really use it. And this is me just writing the same style, as same motions as I would with any other pen. And to me, and the reason why I'm doing this is because it does make a difference. Like, independently, all of those letters are great. And the point of this is there are nibs out there that will make your normal handwriting look better. And that's what a stub nib does. There's nothing wrong with those top two lines. I prefer how my letters look in the bottom line, right? If you write in cursive or joined up, as Mike says, you're probably not going to like a stub nib as much, right? You might run into some issues with the edges or the motions doing cursive with a stub nib. The bigger the character, the less problems you have. But if you're writing small with a stub nib, you're going to have trouble. So, while yes, I just love like writing small letters with my tiny nibs. But something about the stub nib and the way that I write really makes a difference. I never write in lowercase, but I can do a lowercase alphabet. Every now and then I will write in lowercase, but not too often. So this is a EF Yovo nib. The rarest of the rare lowercase, Brad. I like my lowercases. I just have to think about it, and I generally just go into the fast paced. You drop the W from the top two rows just for spacing, right? I didn't space it right. I wanted these letters to match up visually. Do handwriting practice sheets actually work? 100% they do. But you also have to adjust it to your style, right? We can get some handwriting practice sheets. So even in this lowercase, something about the non-rounded nib makes everything better, in my opinion. Oh, gotcha, Mafia Geek. So, stub nibs aren't for everyone. But the point is, there are pen types out there that will make your handwriting look better. Right? So, and this is just basic writing. This is not like high effort writing for me. This is just basic normal writing, maybe a little slower pace because I didn't want to misspell the alphabet again like I did on the top line. That Pannonia Cotton Candy ink, it has become one of my favorites quickly. Become a favorite that I want to have inked up. It's just, it hits right. It's the right range. It's the right color range of not too bright, not too dull, and it's got good shading. So yeah, it's really good. So yeah, like the two lowercase lines, I see a huge amount of difference in the lowercase lines with the rounded tip nib, standard tip nib versus a stub nib. Like, to me, those are even a more drastic difference than the uppercase lines. Tried a few oblique italic nibs, and they're great for cursive joined up. Yeah, I wish I had one of my great fine cursive italic nibs. You would really see my handwriting pop off the page. Fine cursive italic nibs, fine Japanese cursive italic nibs are my number one perfect handwriting match. Good point about specific nibs working with your writing. As much as I like number 6 nibs, I find my handwriting really stands out as more comfortable with number 5 size nibs. That's right. One of the reasons, Dr. D, could be the distance from the page, right? 6 nibs are longer, 5 nibs are shorter. You might work better with your fingertips closer to the page than further back. Just a thought. I have a vintage Kaweco Sport with an oblique broad nib that writes awesome. That's cool. So then you get into, I still haven't totally figured this one out. I'm trying to figure this one out. I believe this is a Blade Turk grind. So it's kind of architectish. So my handwriting looks different. Let's see if we can actually see this. I really like my fine sig, but I don't use it as much as I'd like to. That's probably like one of my perfect writing nibs, is like a fine sig nib, right? Like if I know my writing is gonna look, I want my writing to look really nice, that's just a comfortable nib for me. Let's see if this actually works. To show you, so there's kind of a writing sweet spot. It's kind of architectish, but a little less. I was dying after hearing Mike's sermon on the new Kaweco pens. I got some commentary on that too. It was pretty funny. I broke down and bought Pannonia Cotton Candy and Poison Green. Haven't inked them up yet, but I already know that love the colors. I can't believe how much I like the Poison Green. Mostly because it's bluish. You can get almost any Lamy pen with italic nib. Same with Kaweco, and Pilot Metro comes with an italic. Those Pilot Metro nibs are some of my favorite. So the difference here. So this nib is flat, right? So it's flat like this. So the wide line is like this, and the thin line is like this, where this one's the opposite. So this direction is the thin line, and this direction is the wide line. So I love writing with this pen because it's a little easier to use than an Architect nib and gives you some of that character. But I don't quite have it completely down. But it is good if I do it slower and wider. Like, this makes my handwriting look really nice. But I haven't been able to go, like, full out with it. And whoever was asking about fountain pens on this Kokuyo paper, I will show you this. It looks like a micro architect a little bit. I need to work on my S's. I don't love my S's. S is a tough one to work on. Cursive italic nibs make me so happy. That's my favorite. The finer, the better. So that's this blade style, which has a wider horizontal line. Do you have any Franklin Christoph EF SIGs? Yes, I have one. I don't have it inked up right now. It's not in this room. Pen Addict could also go old school and use a stub nib sideways to get the same effect as the blade. That's correct. And we also talk about that with left-handers and stubs and architects. They're kind of opposite a little bit if you write differently. So who was asking about the Kokuyo paper and fountain pen inks? So this is Sailor Delaware, this bottom line. And you can see the sheen and the shading on this ink. No feathering. No bleeding. Okay. Wait, who made that nib you just wrote with? Mark Backus. Mark Backus Blade Turk. So Skogsy, can you see that? This is the Kokuyo business paper. Does the Delaware ink dry that this way? Yeah, you can see it's drying now, and you can kind of see that sheen on there. It's a heavy sheener. It's a great color. So yeah, this is the Kokuyo paper, and you can see it with the heavier. You can get some of the shading like in the cotton candy, right? You can see some of the shading like the two-tone effect in the cotton candy. No feathering anywhere, and really no bleeding. The this is Toby Borking. Diamine Indigo in this pen might be a little heavy for that, but you can not too bad. But yeah, that's that. So, he must have had a nightmare. Okay. So last one for today. Hey, Mint Lodica. What is going on? So you can get some of these effects from pencils too, right? If you kind of edge them down. Inquisitive Minds, thanks for the follow. Once again, you're welcome. I know, Tessa. This is Tessa's fault that I finally got around to doing it. Chuckle Stuff, 3 months of subbing. Let's go. Thank you so much. The reason why I figured out that I like pencils is because they can both, in one tip, can write extra, extra fine, or can write wide like a stub or a cursive italic nib. Like, you can really get these shapes going. just as normal based on how you shape the tip. And I said that was the last one. I'm going to show you one more. This will be the worst for me. The worst for me is ballpoint. This is my awesome Lamy Pico. And it's not an amazing. I'm going to just show you how it makes your handwriting look. My handwriting look. I don't remember you talking about this anywhere, but it seems like you're a pretty light-handed writer. I also use fine and extra fine nibs, but I'm heavy-handed, so I wonder if I'll see more bleeding on this paper. I'm a heavy-handed writer. I've told the story before about how one of the first times I sat with Mike Masuyama to get a nib worked on and said that I want a needle tip nib or an extra fine nib. And he's like, okay, let me watch you write. And I started writing what I thought was my nice light-handed handwriting. He was like, oh, you're heavy-handed. And I'm like, it just blew my mind that I am considered to be a heavy-handed writer. I really am. So let me show you this ballpoint. And again, it's going to be perfectly fine. But if I'm trying to show off my handwriting and to really make it pop, you want something with an edge. That's why I like pens like the Secure Pigment Micron, those architect tip, those plastic tip drawing pens. Those have an edge on them. Fine gelling pens have an edge on them. Stub nib, cursive italic nib fountain pens have an edge on them. That's perfectly fine. Space Queen Baby Cookies, hello. Stephanie, thanks for the follow. Appreciate you. Why aren't the alerts coming on? Because they're turned off. Perfectly nice and acceptable handwriting. Perfectly nice. These are better. It just is. Right? Nibs matter. You can find something better for your handwriting. Everyone's going to hold the pen differently, hold the pencil differently. You're going to have a vertical angle, a more relaxed angle. You're going to press harder. There's just so many different ways you can write. Here is... Hey, Penguins Creative. So, compared to the ballpoint, I will like how my handwriting looks better with these pens. With this is a Copic Multiliner SP, but it's this this plastic tip, this drawing tip type pen. My handwriting always looks better. Maybe it's because I can move the pen a little bit better. And it's not that much difference line to line, but over a page, it would look different. Maybe it's because there's less resistance with this pen than the ballpoint. The ballpoint, I feel like I have to push a little bit more. I'm a little bit more freer over here. Perfectly nice and acceptable for Brad is better than my best. So the effect of that type of pen versus a ballpoint pen is better. These are these little micro differences that I notice and that bug me. I said last one 2 minutes ago. We're gonna even do a wider marker. I think it's the opposite. The plastic tip and fountain pen nibs have a slight grip on the page. The ballpoint slides too easy on the page. Maybe that's it. There is a difference in how I can shape my letters with those pens. So this is a Sailor marker type. It's theoretically like a brush pen, but it's a very firm nib. Like, I just feel a little bit more freed up when I'm writing with these types of nibs. My grip is a little bit further back. But any type of marker pen is going to be better for me than a ballpoint. Often for learning to letter, they suggest starting with instruments that don't glide too easy across the page. You can be a little bit more deliberate with the lines. That makes sense. I like that. I've always felt ballpoints and gels just glide across the page, whereas fountains and synthetic tips pull against the paper. Yeah, same. Like saying the same thing. Yeah. Brad, when you get the time, please do share some good resources for handwriting practice. That's a shockingly hard thing to do because everyone's handwriting style is different. So what I always advise is if you see something, right? Like, what am I going to send you? Like a Palmer method, a Spencerian, an architect style. But that doesn't mean that that's how you write or that's beneficial to your handwriting style. That's teaching you to learn how to write like it was taught hundreds of years ago, or to write like somebody else. Your handwriting is unique to you. So the challenge is visually, where can you find things that are good to mimic? Like, that's how I learned. I found a handwriting style. It happened to be architecture style, which is good for me because of the way I print, and mimicked it, right? Like, there's only, like, I don't know how beneficial resources are, like traditional handwriting resources are, other than to teach you to write in a fixed manner. And I think it needs to be more personal than that. Does that make sense? Like, I'm not trying to, like, not provide you information. I'm just trying to explain that I don't think that information is that good for you specifically. If I'm saying this right, right? So you have to find something that you want your handwriting to look like this, and then you go mimic it. And I don't know how to provide that information. That's one part during lunch meet, but I'm saying you can improve your handwriting. Like, this can be done. Like, you can get better. Like, when I would see someone and, ooh, I like their W. And, just see like on Instagram or something like that. I was like, oh, I like that W. I want to integrate that. And that's how I changed to this weird W that I make that's like actually 3 strokes. Right? It's a little bit more complex, but I liked how it looked and it worked with my style, right? So that W fits in with the rest of my handwriting, but I saw that W from someone else's Instagram, I think, or on Twitter. I think it was on Twitter, and they were sharing something, and I happened to follow them, or someone retweeted it, and I was like, and I started talking to this person. I was like, I love that W. I'm gonna learn it, and then I just went and did W's forever until it changed. So I don't know that sending you like a whole resource of handwriting guides is the right move. I think you should say, I want my handwriting to look like this, and try to mimic it in whatever you can find. It's not easy to point to. So I hope that makes sense. Hey, I think I was finally able to link my Prime account to your stream. Sweet. So unless you're just learning how to write like a student, I would hesitate to try other people's handwriting sheets, because it's so personal dependent, not only to your style but to the tools that you use. I just believe that. which makes it an almost impossible question to answer. So it's great to talk about, though, because I clearly have a lot of opinions on this, and they could be wrong. Any word on those glass tip nibs from Moonman on jet pens? I have one on the way, so I'll be able to tell you next week. I'm planning on doing this soul book precisely because I need to learn from scratch. Right. If you're going to learn from scratch or want to learn something additive to what you already have, like learning cursive, like taking like a cursive class would be beneficial to me because it's completely different from how I write, right? That would be beneficial to me. Learn the general moves, shapes, ideas, and thoughts behind making that type of writing. And then I have either two separate styles of writing, or I have a separate style of writing where I've learned something I can integrate into my current style of writing and improve it. Mafia Geek, basically it's find letters you like, trace them, freehand it, repeat every day for a while until it becomes automatic, mostly. I mean, that sounds overwhelming, but you can notice progress in like days, if not a week, like pretty quickly. Like, I don't know, maybe it's because I've been doing this for a while. I think it comes quicker than it actually does. I don't know. All right, we need to do a giveaway here. Changed my handwriting style about 3 or 4 times through my life. Each took a month of reverent tracing and practice. Yeah, like that's just how you got to do it. It really, you can legitimately change how you write through practice. Young Waverer, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. If you'd like a treat, check out the Uni Eye Micro. It's their Japanese version with a pigmented permanent ink, right similar to the Onyx version of the. I should try that. That sounds like up my alley. I got to get those Zebra Sarasas Zebra Sarasa R going. All right, it's also become a sauna in here. My son is playing the PlayStation shirtless because it's really hot in here because I have the air low while I was podcasting for noise purposes. So let's do a giveaway and let's get out of here. And I'm gonna go eat some lunch and drink some water. I think that's the move. Thank y'all for hanging out. Thank you for my my diatribe. Yeah, practice. Found that writing pen pal letters has helped. I don't do that. I notoriously don't do that. But yeah, you should. It's not going to get better unless you practice, just like anything else. But I guess the ending point is you can adjust your handwriting to whatever you want it to be. You just find something, copy it, and practice it. All right, let's see if I can find a pen for y'all to write with to practice. Let me think. Do I have anything? I write around 20 to 40 letters a month. That's amazing. Pen Addict, are you under the heat dome too? I'm not under the terrible Pacific Northwest heat dome. I'm under the typical southern hot and humid heat dome. Like, this is normal here. The air just happens to be stagnant in this room where I'm at, and it's very warm. And me and Tyler are both in here. You need to add more rewards for the ink drops. I have almost 90K. Oh, I know. Gosh. We got to do something. Hoping the rain in Florida keeps it cooler today. I hope everyone gets a little bit cooler today. It's been warm. I just embrace having bad handwriting. I want to be clear. I'm trying to get out of here, but I'm very adamant that you should be happy to own whatever handwriting you have. Like, I used to give Mike grief about his handwriting because it's not great. But that's Mike's handwriting. Like, it's cool. It's good. It's his. So thank you, Evan, for mentioning that. Embrace your own handwriting. It doesn't have to look amazing. It just has to be yours, and you should embrace that. On that note, what are we going to do today? I'm looking. I'm wondering. let's do this. Let's do this. There are no bad handwritings, only opinions about handwriting. That's a good way to put it. I very much believe you should own your handwriting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It's yours. Alan's handwriting is bad and his wife's worse. As a professor, I disagree. All right. This is what we're giving away. I don't know if this will help your handwriting, but it will help. It will help clear out the icebox of happiness. I hope there's a pen in this box. That's the one risk I take every time I go into the icebox of happiness. I'm not 100% sure that what this says it is actually in the thing, right? Like, it's a risk we take. So, let's see what's in it, and we'll give it away. Hidden L2K, doubtful. Also, my friends Chadwick and Joe of Big Eye Design, they had a new Kickstarter launch today or yesterday. They have a bolt action pen now. All right, let's see what's in here. It looks like a TI design. It's gonna be a gold bar. Oh, it's actually the navy blue Lamy 2K. Who knew? Who knew I had a navy blue Macrolon Lamy 2K hidden away in the TI2 design box? Psych. Black, retractable. This is a nice pen. That's a good click. Substantial. This is a really good pen. I like their designs, their engineering. They're good people. I don't know what refill this takes. Should we open it up and find out? Let's find out together. It's the Brooks. Yeah, it's one of my. So Parker style. So this is a Schmidt Express 735. This will fit any Parker style gel refill. Secret Dark Lilac Macrolon L2K, right? All right, let's give it away. I like fidgeting with it. I thought they make their pens accept all the refills. That's that idea came, I think, after this, right? Now they do. They make almost everything to fit a huge variety of refills. This one takes Parker style refills, which, I mean, gives you some decent options. That's my kind of aesthetic. Yeah, it's very clean, very well done. Let's give that away. I'm spoiling y'all. I need to not spoil y'all so much, but y'all spoil me, so might as well, right? Whoops. All right. Giveaway page. I need some giveaway music. We'll just add that to the infinitely growing list of things that Brad needs to do. That it's going to get done at some point in time, but with no set date. But giveaway music would be great. Added to the list. Like, April's in here. I voted April a DM for like 2 weeks on emotes. And she's going, Brad's ignoring me. It's like, I'm not ignoring you. Like, I clearly, like, I got them. I have the thing and the thing. It's me. All right, let's do a giveaway. Your giveaway is open. Type ! raffle. Does my phone ringing count? No, because it's loud and obnoxious. Barry and Kay, thanks for the 4 months of subbing. Barry's trying to influence the giveaway bot by subbing during the giveaway. If Barry wins this giveaway, it could call in. Where is the DM? Did I miss it? Yeah, you said I should message you about getting it. You wanted to do an emote, and I should message you, and I never messaged you, and that's the point, is like, I'm just totally slack. Brunny, thanks for the follow. Yeah, this was like in the Stationary Brew Discord like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was talking about getting emotes, and you were so kind to like chime in. It's like, oh, I think I could try. I'd like to try that, and we can do something together. Just DM me. I didn't. But I think about it all the time, clearly. I just never do it. I will get on that. Yes, see, you forgot. Now you rescind the whole thing, right? All right. No hurries. I'm also busy lately. Sorry for not following up. It's on me. It's on me to follow up. It's not you. It is not you. You could do a modified Final Jeopardy song. Yeah, I'll just get someone to do like a Final Jeopardy on like a Casio or something, and we could play it. All right. Coach Albino cannot spell raffle. But again, I can't spell the alphabet, so who am I to say? Who am I really to complain? 8-bit raffle music? That would be dope. That would be dope. All right, 0 seconds left. You have 0 seconds left. How's life with your mic? So much better. And it's not even this mic that's right here. Let's see if I can... Oh, man. I thought I could make a tower of stuff to put on top of this mic so you could see it. I don't know if I can or not. Yeah, that's where my Yeti is. That's not my podcast mic. My podcast mic is way over there. I already put it up. All right, let's pick a winner. This is gonna crash and it's gonna be fun. Burgerson Pilot 823. Burgerson, you win this cool TI click from Big Eye Design. All right. Very cool. All right. So that was written. So I think I'm going to review the Procyon for Monday. I think that's going to bug me. It doesn't go into the monitor. It goes under the monitor. Chat, just for the record. Thank you, Bat. Thank you for the follow. Camera down. Yeah. I hit the monitor that the cam is mounted on. Have y'all had any streaming issues, technical issues? Buffering, we had buffering on Monday because I've been changing the settings on my side, but I think we've been good. No one's been saying anything. Everyone happy with the quality? Good. I just got to pin you like a new Mayora Mytho. So I'm really digging this Mayora. The review is going to be interesting for that Mayora. In the fact that I'm going to have a lot to say. But am I going to say anything? It's one of those. It's obviously good. What makes it that way? The content quality is questionable, but the video quality is fine. I'm good with that. Questionable content streams. Even on the dreaded phone app, it looks great. Good. Much better than before. Nice. Better than the Leonardo Mango. Hide it from the wife. If you're going to pin me down on that question, for me, it is not. But that doesn't mean it is or isn't. That just means for me personally, if you're going to ask me today to pick one of those two pens to use, I enjoy the writing experience of the Leonardo better. It feels better in my hand. But the Mayora feels really good too. So I will review the Mayora is in use and in the pen case because it's going to be reviewed soon. This one's going to be later. Oh, there you go, Ryan. That's the real question, is which Leonardo? Leonardo Mango, Blue Hawaii, or the purple one? I think probably the purple one. Which was it like Rose Lavande, I think? Kind of pinkish purple. And rose gold trim. The grip section is the polarizing aspect. Agreed. Ethereal Introvert, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Very much appreciate you. Yeah, until you try the Leonardo grip section and the Mayora grip section. Both of those have interesting grip sections. That's pretty much their only differentiation. They're very similar. Yes, Mafia Geek. Correct. All right. I'm going to go. Oh, here we go. Lightning Champion. The review of the Mayora would be important if it's a positive review. My impression is colored by the fact there was a significant decline in quality of the Delta in the last year, and I've been concerned that the individuals connected to that decline are the ones with the Mayora. Fair stance. The good thing for me is I don't have that perspective. So I will be able to review it independently for what it is without having that clouded, I think. So we'll see. It's going to be a generally positive review. I haven't seen anything glaring right off the jump that is going to like really ding that pen in any way, shape, or form. It's just all around good. That's why we need reviewers, and plurally, right? So like Nate Champion says, reviewers, because my opinion is biased because I'm the one doing it, right? My likes, my feels, my tastes, no matter how not biased I am on a product, my bias is me, and I see something different than like Nate Champion and from like everyone else. Just like we talked about handwriting, everyone's is different. So did yours ever dry out, Brad? Maybe. I don't know. I want to think about that more. I had trouble getting it started yesterday. So, but I don't. The first ink and the first fill and the lack of use for a week are all considerations. Like you have to I have to think about that. And I don't even know what you mean by a broken air gap. Is that so they can't hack it? Was your Mayora getting hacked? But I don't know. Like from yesterday to today, let's see. I'll tell you. It's been almost exactly 24 hours since I've used it. Let's test it out live. Shine a light into the inner cap. Why? What? I don't even know what I'd be looking for. Let's just see if it writes. Mayora. I spelled that wrong. A little bit dry from the... A little bit skippy out the jump. So, see? But I don't know that's a drying out problem. It's like more of a flow problem. So the clip had... Hey, Toasty Treat. So the clip had an air gap coupled with a broken disc on the inside. So way up in the top, huh? Okay. I'll poke around. Because, I mean, look, it's not perfect, right? Like, it's going to take me a minute to get this flowing. But is it the ink? Is it the atmospheric pressure? Is it the biological duty hickeys? I don't know. But I'm getting a downstroke dryness up until now. And now we're good. Now it's grooving. So is that dryness? Is that ink? Like, now it's just sailing along. But it took a minute, right? Seems like it was dried out, yeah. So we need to inspect it a little closer. So that's good info, AWD. I'll check. Because you can see it, well, you can't see, it's a little far. But you can see it definitely took some scribbling to get consistent. Right? There's definitely gaps in the downstrokes all over the place. So I will keep, that's something I've noticed. And that's something I'm going to at least inspect, and then I'm going to change the ink just to see. And then we'll check the cap cap area. All right. Because, yeah, this is not the first experience like this. It keeps happening. All right, so we'll look at that a little bit closer. That's why, like, I want to ink it up and have it sit for a little bit as we kind of go through figuring out what we're going to do for the review, right? That's why I try not to just like straight rush into the review. All right, I'm going to find someone to throw it to. How about Knit Cake? Oh man, we got that journaling guy. We got Knit Cake. The new Mytho has a ring clip, which is much better. Okay, I'll look into that. So I think we're gonna throw it to Knit Cake because I've never thrown it to Knit Cake before. Oh wow, yeah, we're doing this. All right, y'all hang tight. We're gonna go. Thank y'all for hanging out today. I appreciate you. Y'all are awesome. We're gonna do this. We're gonna fire this raid up. Y'all go say hi to Knit Cake for me. I'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't know what we're gonna do. Oh, I'll have my new planner layout. We'll do that tomorrow. All right. Bye.